Welcome to Global Echo, your trusted source for clear, sharp, and fearless reporting that cuts through the noise. Tonight's top news is shaking up the political world, and the fallout is already spreading across Washington. President Donald Trump has now officially pulled his support from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling her a lunatic and publicly distancing himself in one of the most dramatic breakups inside the Republican Party this year. The shift didn't happen overnight. For weeks, tensions have been rising as Greene continued pushing for the immediate release of the Epstein files while criticizing Trump for spending too much time overseas. But today, the president said he had heard enough. Posting on Truth Social, he blasted Greene's comments and said her own voters wouldn't be happy with her behavior, claiming he's already getting calls from people looking to challenge her in her Georgia district. Trump insisted that Greene has lost a wonderful conservative reputation and defended his international travel by suggesting that staying home would have put the U.S. at risk of a possible conflict with China. It was a striking rebuke from a president who previously embraced Greene as one of the most loyal voices within the MAGA movement. But Greene wasn't Trump's only target. He has also grown frustrated with Congressman Thomas Massie, who has been openly supporting the release of the Epstein files. In response, a Trump-aligned super PAC has dropped a massive $1 million in ads to weaken Massie in Kentucky. Yet Massie says her constituents understand exactly where he stands, arguing that he won't support leaders who protect pedophiles, waste taxpayer money, or drag the country into overseas conflicts. Back in Washington, the Justice Department was thrown into motion after Trump ordered a new investigation into companies and Democrats he claims had ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Attorney General Pam Bondi quickly responded by assigning the U.S. Attorney in Manhattan to lead the probe. This is despite the fact that just 4 months ago, the DOJ declared there was nothing in the Epstein files that required further investigation. Meanwhile, newly released emails from the Epstein estate repeatedly mentioned Trump's name, prompting reporters to question whether reopening these probes might actually keep the story alive longer than the White House wants. Trump dismissed the concerns, insisting he knew nothing about those emails and saying any issues would have been announced a long time ago. Legal analysts say the sudden push to revive the Epstein investigations could dramatically delay the release of documents that Congress is fighting to obtain. House members have been pushing hard for transparency, but with a new investigation underway, the DOJ will almost certainly refuse to release any additional files. CNN senior justice correspondent Evan Perez reports that federal prosecutors in New York are now being reassigned to focus on this renewed Epstein inquiry. According to Perez, Trump specifically asked Bondi to investigate high-profile Democrats, including former President Bill Clinton, claiming they are trying to weaponize the Epstein scandal against him. The timing couldn't be more complicated. These moves come just days after the release of emails that repeatedly reference Trump, adding even more pressure on the administration. Critics say Trump's strategy may actually amplify the story, not silence it, since every new action places Epstein back into the center of American politics. Axios congressional reporter Stephen Newcomb says a break between Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene goes far beyond Epstein. According to Newcomb, the relationship has been deteriorating since a federal shutdown, when Greene criticized Republicans for not having a clear plan to end the crisis or pass essential bills. Her frustration spilled over into public statements, and her break with leadership eventually made her an easy target. Greene believes a backlash is no coincidence. In a statement posted last night, she said Trump is coming after her hard to make an example out of her and scare the Republicans before next week's vote on releasing the Epstein files. She insists she won't back down, even if the political pressure becomes overwhelming. Newcomb notes that despite Trump's warnings, Republicans have not removed their names from a petition designed to force a vote on the Epstein documents. Even after personal calls, meetings, and direct pressure from Trump and Speaker Mike Johnson, signatures remain locked in place. And with new members like Raul Grijalva joining the petition, leadership has lost its last chance to block it. Next week's vote will reveal whether Trump's influence is strong enough to sway Republicans on the House floor. Some lawmakers seem worried, but others appear unfazed, insisting that the truth about Epstein must be released regardless of political consequences. If the House approves a measure, the battle will move to the Senate, and that's where the pressure campaign will intensify. Senate Majority Leader John Thune will face enormous pressure from both sides, Trump urging him to kill the bill and supporters demanding transparency. If the Senate moves a measure forward, It could trigger one of the most explosive information releases in recent political history at the same time. Democrats are trying to leverage the moment to revive their own agenda. With the shutdown recently resolved, they are pushing for promised votes on health care reforms, especially improvements to the Affordable Care Act tax credits. But before they can move forward, they must negotiate with moderate Democrats and secure at least a dozen Republican votes. Political analysts expect heavy back and forth as both parties try to use the Epstein controversy as leverage to shape public opinion heading into the next election cycle. For Democrats, the scandal is a chance to question Republican unity. For Trump's allies, it's a test of loyalty. Behind all of this drama is a simple truth. The fight over the Epstein files have become a symbol of deeper fractures inside the Republican Party. Greene's break with Trump marks a rare moment when one of the loudest mega figures is openly challenging the leader of the movement. Whether Greene can survive Trump's criticism in her own district is still uncertain. Trump says voters will abandon her. Greene argues the opposite, that her supporters are tired of political deals, secrecy, and backroom pressure. Both can't be right, and the next election will offer a clear answer. In Kentucky, Massie stands firm, warning that going after him will only make him stronger. He says voters understand exactly why he's taking a stand, and why the Epstein documents matter more than political loyalty. Whether that message resonates nationally is still unclear. Meanwhile, investigators now face the enormous task of re-examining Epstein's web of connections, a process experts say could take months, if not years. Every new step guarantees the story will remain in the headlines long into the future. For now, the breakup between Trump and Greene is the biggest political shockwave of the week. It exposes a growing divide inside the Republican Party, highlights the explosive power of the Epstein issue, and leaves voters wondering what this means for the months ahead. Stay with Global Echo as we continue following every twist, every statement, and every political move tied to this rapidly evolving story. More details are coming, and you can count on us to bring them to you first.